Hello? Hello? Okay, hello. So this is gonna be another video continuing my server itself. So what I've done is I found out that I was running out of space in my server. So I had a 500 GB drive and a 1 TB drive, and I was using merger fs to mix them and make one drive of 1.5 TB, but that didn't work out so well because I had to do an RCA in another video which I'll upload. So the only thing which is left now to do is to keep one big drive as a single drive for my server and just keep all of the files, all the services which I have been running in the same directory. So that would be more extensible and it would be more easier to back up individual is what I have thought. So I went out, got a 2 TB hard disk and attached it to my server. I've installed Debian Trixie LTS, that is long term support, only the command line version on it, and I've just now added SSH access into this, and that's all I've done in the server, nothing else. So this is going to be a server setting up from scratch kind of video where I'll be repeating whatever I've done in the in my previous server in this server, right? So first I'll get an SSH access, and this would be my IP which I found out from the server's fast fetch. So this is my server with the same specs as you can see. i3 second gen, memory it has 11, but the only thing is I've installed this system in this drive. 1.4 GB it took for the whole system to download along with the FI partition, and it became 1.78 TB, which is very nice. And this is the IP. So this is how I found out this is the IP to connect through SSH. So first thing I do was download Tailscale. So for Tailscale I ran this command, that is wget tailscale.com/install SSH and then just sh. So once you do this, you'll have this install.sh file started, and once you do /install sh, this will run the shell script and it will download Tailscale for you. After that, you just have to log into Tailscale. This is the main part. So sudo Tailscale. Yeah, so just a little hiccup there. So Tailscale, yeah. So this Tailscale is kind of like an intranet which the Tailscale company will create for your devices. So what will happen is this will allow you to access your network from anywhere, access your server I mean. So I've kept the name as Trixie to the server because it is on Ubuntu Trixie, and as you can see it is success. So only thing left right now is sudo Tailscale up. So now you can see this is my server which is online right now. This is my laptop on which I'm doing all this. This is another laptop of mine, and this is my phone, and remaining all of these are just taken. So now we have to download the most important service out of all of this, which is Docker. So Docker's installation varies, like keeps on varying, and so it's better to Google it. Yes, Debian Trixie is what we have now, so it is completely compatible. Set up Docker's apt repository. So see, here they've also given this is bad. Okay, see. Okay, so they've added this. So once you install Docker, you see whether Docker service has been started or not. Okay, so it is running. So Docker ps permission denied. Why? Sudo docker ps. Okay, so it is only working on sudo. So I think we need to give permissions to the user. I remember there was a as an on root, correct. Sudo group add docker. So this makes a group of users with the name Docker, and it already exists, and the only thing which we need to do is we need to add the user. So $user will return switchblade here, and it adds it to Docker group. So once it uses this, so Docker ps should and you need to log out and log back in. Okay, so new group Docker. So done. So now you can do Docker ps. Yeah, done. Okay, so Docker is done. So the thing which I had to do was I had to port all of the existing files and services which I've had in my old server. So what I could say is the old server part is still connected to my computer. So as you can see here, okay, so all these FAT32 are EFI partitions and ext4s are the main partitions, and so according to that this would be the main drive which I've had, which was previously running Debian. So this should be my SSD, and SDF5 is the ext4 drive in which my main home directory is there. So what I need to do is I need to mount this directory to some folder. So first we will create the folder, -ps to see if it exists or not. If it exists, don't create. Mount and just old server, and since it is /mount, we need to sudo, and once it's done we need to mount this which is SDA2, and the type would be ext4 to mount old server. Cannot allocate memory, why? Link is down. Unable to reach overclock, why? Oh, it's not SDA2, it's SDA5. Sorry, my bad. Okay. So now we go to I remember my files were in home directory. Okay, so these are all my files. Okay, fine. So what I have to do right now is move these. Not move, I need to copy this. I need to do sudo cp -r. Okay, we'll do one thing. We'll go one by one. First we copy crxng. Okay, instead of that we first create some directories. So services would be one, where I will run all of the services in my server. We can delete install.sh. And projects would be another, where I will run Cloudflare tunnels for each one of my projects to and from my computer. And apart from that, I think that's enough, right? Yeah. Okay. And crxng to inside the services repository. And before this, I wanted to know cp interactive UI Debian. Oh, it's GCP. So we'll install now. We'll try. Progress bar, okay. Fine, it's the correct one. I don't know what happened here. Okay, fine. So now sudo GCP actions runner should be in projects. Good to have progress, I think. Okay, so now actions runner is also done. So now we do fladder. Fladder would be under services. Done. Okay, fladder is done, and now we need to do forge Joe. Illuminate. No. No Odysseus, no Olava. Scale exchange done. Suvayomi would be correct. Suvayomi should go under services. Test disk should be there here. And thought train should be there in projects. Viewer should also be under projects. This is a waste of time. ठीक है, viewer is done now. Yearbook should be under viewer, I think, in projects. I want to use ArcSync for this. First we dry run. Whatever is in source directory, which is yearbook, we send it into the destination directory, which is home, and under projects it should go to viewer. RSync is not there. Wow, so we have to install RSync. Let's go. Nice. Oh wow, why did it take time? And now yams is left. Yams is my this thing. Okay. Okay, now I think this part is done. The home part is done, I think. I think it's better if we create a thing called files and also another thing called media. So files, media, project services, which is good, I feel. So files, cp du to files के अंदर. Good. So this is very important. First, it is important for us to go to the services directory. No. I think it would be fair. Better we copy it first. ठीक है? Better we copy it first. File. So after copying /. Forger or dump is there. Yeah, okay, fair. ठीक है. What else? Actions runner, Forger backup, Olama, thought tray, illuminate, viewer fladder, make one mail. Joe, DCS, we don't need it. ठीक है, fine. So the part with our SSD is done. So now we can unmount it. Sudo. So now we have this mounted at this. So we need to remove the mount, which is umount /mount old server. So now it is not mounted anymore. Okay. So now we will mount the 500 GB drive. So I think this is the 500 GB drive because it has only one partition, because I thought this is the 2 TB drive with the thing installed. So sudo mount /dev /stc1 to mount old server. And now we go to old server. Okay, are you ready? Okay. Yes, very good. Very good. this right here, this is very important. So one by one we need to copy with rsync only. This dry run, we copy dozzle first, and we copy this into, we copy the directory and we copy this into services. We got this. Now we remove the dry run. Okay. So now dozzle is done. Now we will send file browser. To services file. Okay. File browser is also done. So now we send forcho with dry run, of course, to services, right? Yeah, this will take a lot of time, I feel. So here this data itself is 3.8 GB. It's a lot. So total is 3.8 GB. So we remove dry run. So this 1.36 should go to 3.81. Okay, forcho is also transferred. Now server homepage, what should this be? Should this be a service or should this be a I think this is supposed to be a service, right? Yeah, this is a service. So server homepage is a service. Same thing goes here. Thing with vault warden, which is very important. So we will dry run. Only 5 MB. So okay. So this image we will just ignore it for now because I feel it's not that big. The image is 5.3 gigabytes. I don't know 5.3 is for whom. Take like that. So main thing is media here. And I think there is a media folder here also. 589 gigabytes. But how? How can this be 589 gigabytes if our hard disk is only 500 gigabytes? We'll figure that out. बाद में. Sheesh. And 47 gigabytes. What the hell? Chalo. And I'll get back to you after this is done. Yeah, so finally I've sent everything. I've sent all other things necessary. Yeah, so as you can see here, we have files, media, projects and services. So yeah, so as you can see here, files have all of my backups, which is in my laptop and my computer, laptop and my phone. Media has all of the things related to the media server which I own, and projects have all of the projects for which I have to create Cloudflare tunnels so that they can get a new domain name for my existing domain, new subdomain name for my existing domain, and they can be hosted on my server. Services are all of the self-hosted services which I own. Fine. So one thing which we have to do is this Postgres and Forjo dump. We have to send this to the Forjo directory. So that is one thing. So this is MV. We won't go into CP-R. Postgres. Permission didn't require. Done, and same thing goes for the forger.dump also. Okay. We'll go to forger and see once. Yes, Postgres is there, dump is there, fine. So now we do rmrf postgr and we also rm forjo.dump. Yes, now it's clean. So we'll go one by one. We have to go keep on setting up Tailscale services also. So Tailscale services is a feature in Tailscale where it gives you the option to give a domain name to a particular service which is running in your server, and if you specify the port in which your service is running in your server, Tailscale will detect that and it will give you a HTTPS compatible certificate and a domain, so that you can access it anywhere but still within your Tailnet network only. So this is kind of like an Nginx equivalent, and I did not want to use Nginx because Nginx is too big, or I don't know much about Nginx to debug this. And Tailscale services is very neat. That is, it makes its own certificates and it gives us. And it is a little bit bigger, what? It's a little bit more thought out than Caddy, I feel, right? First, what we have to do is we have to give a tag to our machine. So giving a tag to the machine is a compulsory thing which we have to do to make sure it can connect to Tailscale services. So as you can see, ACL tag, we have to give it an existing tag of server. Okay. So after that, we'll see what all we need. I don't think we need affine. We will delete this service. Remove the service. Okay, drive, okay, get, okay, glances. We don't have glances anymore. Home, okay, image, okay, Karakey. We don't have Karakey anymore. Copia, logs, yeah, we have logs. Music, we don't have music anymore. What is online? No. Can't be online. Revoke. Cancel. We can delete Debian 13 server because this is not there. You can't start this again. Yeah, you can't start this one. Parasite, yeah. MacOS. Can't do this also. Okay, fine. This is Debian which I had before. Okay, good. So once you go to services here, I'll give you an example of why we need a service. I'll remove this. So once you create a service, it will ask you what is the service name. You need to give it image, and then it will be available at this particular domain inside your tailnet itself. Description, so generally we write what the thing is in the description, what the service is, but generally I would want to write the port in which this is running, because I think it gives us more of a top view of what all ports are actually occupied. Ports, you write 443 because 443 is used by TCP for all HTTPS certificates. And tag server, so this tag should be the tag which is given to your particular machine. Once you define this, you will just have this, then you run the tailscale serve command. So for now we have all this. We will start with search for now. Okay, once we start with search, here we go. So search is here XMG. So there is a Docker compose. We'll first check Docker compose. And then a name, always env, there is an env file, so let's check env file also. Core data config, network, default, AI network. I don't think this is needed. Permission denied. Wow. Why is permission denied? All of these are by root. Why? Why are they owned by root? Okay, now this right here is good, and $80.90. Okay, so they are up as of now. And now you need to make the tail scale thing happen. So tail scale serve sudo, better to keep sudo tail scale serve hyphen service equals colon the domain which we want, which is search. As you can see here, this is the domain, subdomain name. HTTPS equals 443, that is we need it, and then the URL which is 127.0.0.1 colon 8090, as you can see here. But we can check once also. So, what do we check? Trixie, ADD. Okay, so 8090 it is working. 8090, this is correct. Yes, we need approval now. So once we go back to this page, yeah, so Trixie needs approval. Once you approve this, it's done, and then you run this again. Now you can see it is available within your tailnet. So my general search should work. As you can see, it is searching here. Okay, done. So from now, how to use cache US. Done. Okay, so search engine is working now. So one service is done, and you follow more or less the same format for everything. And next thing which we need to do is Dozzle. Dozzle works as a logs thing, and we also see who owns this. It has RWX. Okay, so Docker compose of -d. And we run tailscale services thing again, but just here instead of search, this would be logs, and I've written this previously. It is should be logs, and this port is 8082. And to know this, you can also just do docker psnc. Now the log will get an approval. Approve. Done. Docker PS, you can see all are about up, all are up. A minute. is also done. So now we can go and see what will happen. All of these containers are there. Go to each one, we can see what the logs are. Dorsal is done. Now file browser. We can try file browser. File browser gave me nightmares before, but now we'll see everything. So I want to rename everything to Docker Compose. Sudo mv because we don't have permissions here. Sudo docker compose up-d. But before doing that, we need to check. See, that's the main thing which I missed. Sudo nano. See, this is not the correct thing. Volumes should be. This is correct. There are directories which we want to mount, and I just want to mount /home/switchblade. That's all. Not this. See, there is this config.yaml. We have to go and see this also. So see if there is a data directory. Go to config.yaml in this data directory. See the permissions once. This doesn't have permissions for this user, so I need to do sudo. Files should be home files. We don't have home files. Docker home folder is what you're saying. Okay, done. And we run the same thing again, the tailscale serve command, but for files it is different. For files it is drive 8900. this should be drive 900. Now approval. And now it's accessible. Now main thing is we need to go check the logs if this is correct or not. See. It is running, wow. Yep. Let's go. Oh wow. Wow. Nice. Index. Let this index. Very good. Okay, now 4 are healthy. Dorsal is done, file browser is done. Fladder, we will do fladder later. Forjo is one important thing which we need to do, bro. Nope. See, I am of the opinion that we need to import some repos and we need to delete some repos. ठीक है, fair. Right. We won't do Forjo now. Should we do Forjo? Okay, wait. Let me make a backup. Yeah, so this is done. So I have saved a backup here. So first we will go to Forjo and we will see the permissions first. For all of these I am the owner except for the root. So all of these I am the owner except for Postgres. Postgres is only for root. So that I have to see. I don't have enough permissions. We'll see once. So we rename this also. Move compose YAML to docker compose.yaml. And then since docker compose also doesn't have no, you have write permissions. So nano docker compose should work. Once this is working, container name, user ID, networks, forjo data, forjo config, Postgres, home switchblade user. So this is wrong. So this will again be just / Postgres. So we do docker compose -d. Okay, so this has started. First we'll go and see in the logs whether it's giving any this thing or not. Yes, 4J looks good. DB looks good. Listening, okay. So now we do the same thing here for forjo 2. Forjo is come from under git. So this would be 3000. So it would be for a tailscale git 3000. Started. And now we approve here. It's approved. This is available within our tailnet. So now we go back. So nice, very good. Now we can go and see whether all of our nice, very good. All are working really good. Good, nice. Very nice. So now forjo is done. So we can delete, I think, forjo backup, right? sudo rm rf virtual underscore backup. Good. Okay. Now we have to do image server homepage Wyoming Vault Warden yams. We'll go to Vault Warden first. Okay. So again we do the same thing. We do mv permissions. Okay, so this is not owned. Okay, but I think this should be owned by root. Sudo nano docker compose.yaml. Correct. Fine. Docker compose up D. Okay, so again Vault Warden would be this is 8222. So the same thing will go here also. Triple two. Same. Approve. And then we run this again. It is available within a tailnet. Okay, we'll check that also. Not image. This one. Okay, very good. Now Vault Warden is done. We'll go to server homepage. We'll check the code first. I need to start saving this Docker image. Just I think mostly after subsequent commits, I would like to save these images to my Forjo container registry, and whenever I make a new release, then I can pull it. I can like tag it with the latest tag, and then when I keep on pulling this, maybe it will be good. Maybe. Okay, so this is done. This will run at home. So home port is something around 3001. So we have to do the same thing. Home 2001. And approve. Now it's done. Fine. We go and check now. Really good, very good. $714 is free. These are some things which I have to clear. We'll clear all this. All of these are hard coded with my Tailscale IP, so I'll change it. So this is correct. So I need to replace this with my IP here. ठीक है fair. Fine. Docker containers. Fine. Fine. Okay, that is good. Uptime is 12 hours. Good. 1%, 0.5% is very good. Okay, fine. This is done. Home is done. I hope only no. Ladder is left. Ladder I'll try afterwards, after media server, right? We do Subayomi. CD Subayomi. Sudo chon hyphen dot slash. Now I am the owner. Nano into Docker. Yes, all that is true. 4, 5, 6, 7. Fair. So Subayomi is a manga reading website, right? And it will save all of my mangas with my progress and everything. So yeah. Dancing in the dark, you betray my Now we move to image, the big dog. Uh, okay. Fine. Upload location is /average is correct. /postless is correct. Release all 8083, 8084. Press correct. Correct. Okay, so now we do it very carefully. Now same thing, we will do image also. 2283. Let's go. Let's go. Very nice. Very good. Very good. Very nice. Image is done. So the main thing which we have to do is yams.media, which is my media server. Media directory, movies, TV shows we don't need. 096 network, media network, torrent, web UI, media directory. Very good. So mostly I think things which we need to change is the environment variables. Radar is also good. Same thing. Stopped bazaar. Very good. Media directory would be this would be correct. We don't care about movies and TV shows. Install directory would be home switchblade services के अंदर yams. See how good this is. Home switchblade media, home switchblade services yams. Very good. is the IP which we need to remember. 100, 121, 47, 61, or just trick C. Okay. Go भाई, let's go भाई, let's go, let's go. Yes, let's go. good. Where? Settings, connections. So it is not working. Wait. So now we see fast fetch. 1.12 is what it is. So we edit it. 1.12. Test. Yes. Now we go to radar. 1.12. Save and we test connected. Wait, so this is done. Fladder, I don't know. We don't need fladder. Yup. Very good. Very good. Nice. Nice. Okay, done. Now the server is up. That's it. Nothing else. Thank you.